Welcome to Mexico. We went on a 2-week road trip around the Yucatan Peninsula. We started in Cancun, where we explored some nice beaches and the Sea World. Then we continued to the island of Cozumel, where you can take a car on a ferry. Although the island definitely feels more local than Cancun and it takes only a day to visit it, the coastline is rocky and not really suitable for swimming. On the way from Cozumel to Tulum, we stopped at Cenote Azul. A cenote is an underground or open cave that contains permanent water. There are over 6,000 cenotes in the Yucatan Peninsula. Then we headed to a small town of Akumal, famous for swimming with turtles. Due to an increase of tourism, there is a fee to enter the beach. Swimming with turtles was definitely a highlight for us. You have to go with a guide and he or she makes sure you only observe the turtles from the safe distance without touching them. The Yal-ku cenote was literally a 3-minute drive from Akumal beach. It's a beautiful open cenote with a rich fish world as the fresh and seawater flow together. Plus it was not crowded at all. Keep in mind that in all cenotes you have to shower before entering. You cannot wear sunscreen or a bug spray, and in some of them it's mandatory to wear a life jacket. Then we went to the Tulum ruins, the only Mayan city built on a coast. I definitely recommend coming early in the morning to beat the crowds and to enjoy the beach located inside of the ruins park. On the way from Tulum to Valladolid, we stopped at the Coba pyramid and 2 cenotes. Previously it was possible to climb one of the pyramids, but it's still closed. It's less known than Chichen Itzá and it's definitely worth it to get a break from the sun. This was honestly the most beautiful cenote we were to. It was secluded and we were almost alone there. After quite a steep staircase, you'll arrive to this beautiful cave. Even though the water was cold, it was definitely worth it. This cenote is really close to the previous cenote. It's really Instagrammable and normally there are crowds, but we visited it on a cloudy day and there was hardly anyone. Even though, prepare to stand in line to get a picture. Note that there is also a second cenote right next to it, but it didn't look quite clean enough to swim in it. We regret spending only one night in this charming and colorful town. I recommend booking a place in the center and walk around to soak up the atmosphere. Less than an hour away from Valladolid, you can reach Chichen Itzá, one of the 7 wonders of the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We arrived at opening time and there were already lots of people. However, the site is quite large, so crowds spread out. The only thing you have to watch out is your camera. I had to show my GoPro at the security check and pay an extra fee even though I wasn't going to use it. We didn't pay anything for the phones, but the GoPro was considered a filming device and therefore subject to payment. We really like that almost every house in Izamal is painted yellow. Be sure to check out the Convento de San Antonio de Padua with its immense atrium. It's the only pyramid we were able to climb. The view is definitely worth seeing. Then we went to Mérida, another colonial town which we really enjoyed. Be sure to look for the giant confident chairs. The normal-sized ones can be found everywhere in the center. After a 40-minute drive, we made it to Progreso, a port town with a nice boardwalk along the sea. We arrived to Río Lagarto Lagoon, which is part of a natural reserve. You can take tours to observe flamingos or simply enjoy bird watching. Even though we did not go on a tour, we still had a great time. So watch out for the road bumpers. You will notice them only at the last minute as there are no signs to warn you. We headed to the town of Chiquila where we took a ferry to Isla Holbox. Note that there are several parking lots with almost the same prices, so we parked closest to the ferry. There are no cars on the island, so I recommend you to take a golf cart taxi. Even though it was pricey, you don't want to walk in this heat if your accommodation is on the other side of the island. Mosquito was definitely a highlight of the whole island. Located on the northern tip, it's a long sandbank where you can walk the shallow water. Be sure to come early in the morning when it's low tide. The walk there and back takes about 1.5 hours. Watch your feet as you can find many starfish or little stingrays. Isla Mujeres is a small island located just across from Cancún. It was our last stop. We took our car to the ferry because it was easier to get around the island. The best beach for us was Playa Norte. Even though it gets a lot of people from the day trips from Cancún, it's pretty empty in the afternoon. It's amazing how quickly the landscape changes once you get to the other side of the island, to Punta Sur. Watch out for people who decide to explore the island on rented golf carts. They're everywhere and sometimes they drive quite dangerously. We took our ferry back to Cancún, spent some time on the beach and went to explore El Meco ruins, which was full of iguanas. Then it was time to catch our plane. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you visited Mexico or are you planning to.